Enjoy 1% merchant commission when you accept Lanka Pay cards. Contact these banks today.
It is the Bar Association's position that it is within the provisions of the Constitution that any solution must be arrived at. Secondly, we, as the first step, we request the government to introduce the provisions of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution as the 21st Amendment.
The Bar Association of Sri Lanka today observed that the politicians should act as statesmen to avert the country's current economic and political crisis. BASL President's Council Salia Peiris said at a press conference that all politicians have to come together to work out a solution to restore political and economic stability in the country. All politicians have to come together to work out a solution because the economic crisis is dire. We believe this is the time for politicians to act as statesmen, the BASL president said. The BASL president said, "We are expecting to discuss our 13-point proposals with the political authority within the next few days." He said the BASL has already handed over their proposals to the Mahanayaka Thoros, the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce and the YMBA. The BASL proposals include the repeal of the 20th Amendment to the Constitution, the abolition of the executive presidency, the formation of a government of national unity with a prime minister able to create a consensus among the political parties, a 15-member cabinet of ministers, a 15-member advisory council and the adoption of a common minimum program. The BASL said the objective of the proposals are to create a stable government with the ability to implement reforms domestically and the ability to negotiate with the IMF, other multilateral agencies and friendly countries to help Sri Lanka get out of the economic crisis by creating political, economic and social stability.
But the president will give pardons on the basis of a body which is established by law, of an independent body. Now, why are we stressing so much on the 19th Amendment? Because we believe that the economic crisis is as a result of the failure of institutions. That because the independence of institutions have become weaker, that has resulted, that is one of the causes of the economic crisis. And so we believe that to restore political stability, the government must introduce the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, reintroduce as a 21st Amendment. And we believe that if that is done, that will be a demonstration on the part of the government of its commitment to change. But so first and foremost, that is our call for a restoration of the provisions of the 19th Amendment. Plus, additionally, to include the central bank, have the matters relating to presidential pardons as we have suggested, and the appointments of secretaries to ministries, governors, ambassadors and heads of missions also to be done on the advice of the Prime Minister in consultation with the Cabinet of Ministers. And we are also seeking that the moment the 21st Amendment is passed, that the Constitutional Council should be appointed and the independent commissions be reconstituted. And we say that with the 19th Amendment being passed, the President should not hold any portfolio. That the President should not hold any portfolio. That is our first set of proposals. Our second set of proposal is in relation to the abolition of the executive presidency. We are calling for the abolition of the executive presidency, for the legislation necessary for that to be enacted within 6 months, that is by the 30th of November 2022, a maximum period. And we are seeking that the executive presidency be abolished as soon as possible, but in a maximum period of 15 months. Thirdly, we are calling for the establishment of a government of national unity. Now, why we say that is, during times of crisis in countries, political parties have to come together. However difficult it might be, however difficult it might be, we say that political parties should come together and form a government of national unity with a Prime Minister who is acceptable to all the political parties in Parliament. And we suggest 15-member cabinet drawn from all parties. Because of the economic situation in the country, in the next few months, the government will have to take certain decisions, and we say that those decisions, all parties political parties should come to consensus on this common minimum program. Among the areas we are suggesting is about debt restructuring, the immediate resolution of the shortages of essential goods and services. We ask that if there is going to be divestiture or privatization, it must be done in a transparent manner and as agreed by the common minimum program. We are saying that the common minimum program of a government must have uphold the rule of law and advance Sri Lanka's human rights situation. Then we say that under the common minimum program, there must be special emphasis on corruption, on tackling corruption. We have suggested enacting legislation on proceeds of crime, recovery of state assets, a composite law on anti-corruption, and on campaign financing, and amendments to the Declaration of Assets and Liability law to enable the publication of the Declaration of Assets and Liabilities of elected officials. Then we also suggested the common minimum program also look at the monetary law and do necessary amendments or to bring new legislation to ensure the independence of the central bank. Here we know that this present economic crisis, one of the causes is because the central bank had lost its independence. Then we are suggesting that also the strengthening of the consultative committees and the sectoral oversight committees of Parliament. And we are also suggesting that the BASL proposals on the Prevention of Terrorism Act be also implemented, because we know that that is necessary to continue the GSP Plus. We have made important proposals on the PTA, and we are asking that those be also enacted. And of course, under the common minimum program, also to take steps to improve the ease of doing business. Our proposal is that this government of national unity should continue for a period of a maximum of 18 months, and after that to go in for a general election.
For more latest news, subscribe to FTTV.